penis, and you're like, all right, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like Jay, you can see that a lot of that with these like the isekai. It's meant for kids, so you're never gonna really see like these dudes act like they got they have a penis like.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why maybe that's why like Kazuma is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like because
he's shameless and
he's a piece
he has
of
a penis. Yeah, he's like his first skill he gets is fucking steal, and he's like, and as opposed to, and as opposed to like acting like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, peek through the fucking hands and shit like that. He's like, oh shit, like who does that?
Because even like, do you remember that scene where like Aqua gets him to go on a quest with her because like she reminded him that hey, I hear you when you masturbate behind me every night.
Right. Yeah. She's like, yeah, pay me back $1 million, or like she's like in debt for like I forget what it is. And he's like, nigga, like I fucking did all this shit, and like it was like the cabbage after the cabbage hunting, and he got lucky. His luck skill got him like all that money, and I think she was like in debt for like 2 or something like that.
And instead of cabbage, she got lettuce or something.
Yeah, she got.
She didn't get shit.
She didn't get shit, and then he's like. He's like, fuck this shit. And she's like, you said you weren't going to share anything with me. And she's like, but that's because I thought you was going to help and give me everything. I was going to get everything and y'all wasn't going to get shit. And he's like, well, damn, you fucking suck for saying that. And then it's like, yeah, it's just fucking like, oh my God. It's just, I don't know, man. That fucking show was special.
What was it, the line that made him famous about, like, he's a true... something about gender equality. It was so
oh shit! Like it wasn't about I'll fight a girl, but it was like
I'm a true something.
He's like, yeah, it's like I'm not gonna help you or something. Oh, but that was funny. That line that she had, but in the, like back to what you were saying, and like she was like, something. What was it? He's like, look, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying you. Fuck that. And then she's like. Oh, well, I know you wrestle late at night. It'll be a shame for me to have to leave. He's like, don't say that shit out loud. But he's also saying, like, in a way, he's also saying, I want to continue to wrestle around you late at night. That nigga's perverted, and it's like, he has no shame about it. Like, that's the thing. It's just, like, that is so different than most fucking protagonist male characters. It's like, even Love Hina or some shit like that. Like, going back to that, like...
Well, Love Hina, like... Once again, like, Love Hina gets the excuse that it was
it's the first one, yeah.
And once again, it was, like, literally, like sometimes there's certain generations of shit that, like, it all gets swept up that we kind of forget that, like, there's a lot of stuff about, like, for example, Neon Evangelion, Genesis, whatever, and shit, the robots and shit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it gets forgotten, but, like, if you start paying attention, he's almost, like, the whole idea that, like, Shinji's, like, a NEET, or he's, like, a NEET. He's a shut-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's dealing with these issues, and, like, and literally, it's like, oh, here's these hot women, right, that are going to help you, like, become a better man. And it's like, yo, they're people, too. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like all these things that he's supposed to, like, hey, when, like, I think it was, like...
You're saying, like, in that...
Evangelion, right?
So, in that one, like, they're kind of portrayed more as people.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, more complex.
Yeah, like, we kind of forget, but, like,
See, I couldn't make it through that shit. Like, I saw, like, the first season, and I think the movie...
Yeah.
But it was just really depressing. So
Oh yeah. It's really But like Neon Evangelion, it's kind of like like I haven't seen this shit in oh my god, like well over a decade. But like the fact that he's the shut-in with a lot of fucking daddy issues because his dad's like a fucking psycho. And it's like, oh yeah, he's a shonen hero, right? He'll get over it and like he'll get the girl. And, like, the girl who was really into, like, the older dude or whatever and shit, or, like, Asuka, she'll totally be into him, right? This dude's over here crying every spot, and we're laughing, and I'm like, ha ha, Shinji, what a fucking loser. It's like, this dude needs some counseling. Like, he ain't had an easy life. It's like, would you just assume that you put him in the thing and he'd automatically turn into, like, every anime hero ever? No. I mean, like, they had to redo episode 20, I think, like, 25 and 26, so it was the one about, like, the meta one where everyone was clapping, and then literally, it's him, I think, getting over, like, murdering, like, this guy, like, who was, like, his friend, who actually turned out to be, like, the third or fourth angel, who was, like, the only person that ever actually loved him, like, it was actually, like, a Yao thing and shit, but he had to kill him because he was an angel, right? Mm-hmm. And then, like, I'm not gonna be shut in. It's like, yeah, right? It's like, what the fuck, where's the action? So then they redid episodes 25 and 26 and turned it into like pretty much the apocalypse. We're like, oh, that's what you motherfuckers want, right? But like literally, like the whole idea that the like epilogue or like the apex, whatever the apex or whatever the fuck you call it is literally like
Climax? No.
What do you call it? What did you say?
You said apex of the. Do you say epilogue or did you mean climax?
Oh, there we go, climax. The idea that the climax could be him getting over his like fucking PTSD. It's like, oh no, that's not good enough ever.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like going back even to like here well, I don't know why I was talking about Kazuma.
Well, I mean, we were because really it was like talking about harems initially, and also kind of
just like different era. So now we look at that show and it's like, why was it famous? Because it's
what?
Like
Even which one?
Like Evangelion.
Okay.
Right. It's like it's just I guess it's like nice animation, nice music. Like it was just kind of new at the time. Where it's like, well, that whole idea of that neat thing, it's over because we've all got used to the neat, and like we see it. We've seen a lot more like neat like anime.
Is that bubbling? What's bubbling? Is that pasta?
Oh, I guess the water. But
okay. Can you put some pasta in it?
Where's the pasta?
I got the box. It's somewhere over there.
Yeah, but
do you see it? No, you don't. That's not. This should be
the risotto.
No, it's like great value pasta.
Where that?
It's a blue box. It's like no, it's back. I didn't put it back up. It should be over there.
Oh, I see it. Spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But so we kind of will ignore that now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, for example, I think like the best one I've seen is like Welcome to the NHK. You might want to check it out one day, but it's just another anime, but it's like about those shut-ins and those neats and shit.
Welcome to the NHK.
Yeah, NHK. Yeah. But it's like that type of idea, it's like, what was it doing? So now we look at something like Lapine, it's like, this guy, once again, he's considered a loser. Like, he can't get into like,
the animation looks pretty cool for this.
Yeah, it's a bit old, but he can't even get into like Tokyo U
2000,
or Todai.
Oh, 2007?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you think about it, and it's like, well, you couldn't get into Todai. It's like a top, school all over the globe, so not a big deal. But it's like he can't get in. He can't seem to get any.
Wait, I've heard of this. I don't know if I started watching this ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of this. Mm-hmm. So he can't get into the top.
Yeah.
He can't get into the
like,
top school.
Main character in Lapina.
Right. Okay.
And so
I thought it was Tokyo.
Tokyo U, Todai.
Yeah.
The other word for it's Todai.
Okay.
But it's like, if you look it up internationally, it's like, it's a top university.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. You know what was so funny?
You want to go to that?
Yeah, when I read that, I was like, oh man, like I'm like, oh, this is like number one. This is me at like 13 or some shit. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the top school. Like I was like, okay, Harvard or like this school, and it's like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go there because I want to go live in Japan, and I'm like. I just was like, oh yeah, Tokyo U. I'm going to do that. I got to really study hard to get that. But like, I legit, because I was like, I want to go to this school.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking, so funny.
Yeah. But like, the fact that like, talking to these women and learning, being able to like, and even like embrace failure. There was a bit more to it, but it just over time now it looks like he was surrounded by like 6 or 7 women that were really into him. And all the, like, no, when it started off, it was pretty much like, what's her face, Nara, like his main girl, and like maybe Shinobu.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't like he had this huge harem. It was like, they actually kind of gave everyone these little plot lines, and nowadays, like, it doesn't seem as impressive as it did or whatever, except for the time. But it's like it was over the course of like the anime, the manga was like 4 or 5 years in manga years. Yeah. Where like he becomes that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, now he's like,
yeah.
no, but
he really had to get, like, it was a long, steady progress
of
him, like, getting that kind of credibility and, like, that character development. Like, he even, like, I remember, like, his fucking Shippuden moment was when he had his internship with the professor that, like, Nara or whatever was obsessed with.
Like you said, you mean the time skip ninjutsu?
Hell yeah! And he came back with a tan and shit, and he was like, "I do a little bit of crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was funny. But it's like, he came back kind of cool and like, but you just saw like a development. You saw like and like earning the girls like love and affection and shit over time. Like, and I think that's one thing. Like, because he's the same dude who did what was it? The fucking Neji, right?
Hey, I love you and
I love you and Neji, and so like even there, like I fell off. Of Neji. I didn't read it. I saw the anime with his grandson or some shit, right?
And what's her face? The vampire chick.
Vampire chick? Yeah. I saw like that like they did like a OVA or some or like they did like a 12 episode run like last year, I think.
Okay.
It was good. It was actually really good, and I didn't know anything about the sequel until I actually saw that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, the animation, like the storyline. He's a pretty, and you've read the manga, so he's a pretty cool protagonist in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to rewatch it to really get a good sense of it because I kind of was like in school and just kind of like watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was I liked it, and but you know that guy, the mangaka or whatever, the creator, he
Ken Akamatsu.
yeah, that sounds like it. He was. I mean, that's the thing. Like even with Neji's and shit, like it was a very slow development, and he always played that character. Like he always had that one girl who was like the main. The main girl is always the one who's hating on him the most.
Yeah.
Like that's the trope, but it's like it's such a good trope when played right. And I know like a lot of like obviously that's been the blueprint for so many now, but it's like it was just legit. Like it was like, you know, and you really that kind of was like a marker of the like this constant progression. You know, like how this nigga or how this dude was like fucking developing and shit like that, and how she was developing around him, like all that shit, like because it took time. You know, even when the others, some of them came along a lot quicker. Like a lot of times, the shy girl trope, like she's like, all he does is like one nice thing, and she's like, "Oh my god, I fucking love you."
No one's ever talked to me. No one's ever passed
Exactly.
in class.
Exactly. But it's like, yeah, you know.
I forgot about that. Her and Neji.
Huh?
Like the shy girl who got like the book that could like read the future and shit.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember all that. See, I need to go back and look at these things, but I'm just thinking about like general. It's like I remember that kind of being like, yeah, like like. So I mean, what happened with her?
Well, so remember, he started. I forgot exactly what it was, but he could make contracts with varying people. So like the first one he had to make it with was the main girl and Neji.
Mm-hmm.
But then like either the second or third contract was with the shy girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I forgot exactly because I feel like the powers all evolved over time.
Mm-hmm.
But at least with shy girl, like her stuff started off with like a book that could like read into the future, or like it would. So like he had a fight with the dog kid that became like his like rival.
Mm-hmm. I think
yeah, but like literally it was like, oh, how can I defeat him? It's like, oh, right punch, so he would dodge it. It was like, what's going on, right? And she's reading up the future. So then they asked like, we're like trapped in a time loop, and I just remember like her asking asking the dog kid, it's like, hey, how do we get out of the time loop? And it was like, oh, wait, I don't even think I'm going to tell you right now, but the book's reading everything about his mind. So his mind's telling him, like, oh, you got to, like, hit these 2 points, then we're out of it.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, oh, God, no. And you can really see at the end of it, her reading, it's like, oh, God, she can read everything. Oh, no, she knows what I'm thinking. Oh, no. Then they get out, and I'm pretty sure they trap him for a little bit.
I really want to rewatch that shit. I mean, reread it.
Man, you don't like reading, you black.
I love it. I love it for real. Oh, I think my girlfriend, she saw the post I put on Andrew Yang.
Mm-hmm.
She said you're mad funny because you're in the background doing dances and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, people know.
Yeah, I mean, let's cut.
Did you see me or no?
Huh? No, I could kind of see you as I was trying to just like spit out something so I could continue eating, but like, yeah, let me just go ahead and pause this.